Okay, there it is. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I see Tammy always 100, never fake. Good evening to you. Ruth is in the house. Good evening to you. Dana Hudson. Good evening to you as well. Gloria Bates. Good evening. Welcome to tonight's broadcast. Thank you much for tuning in. Miss Pretty Saucy is in the house tonight. Hot Pink is in the house tonight. Who else is here tonight? Faye is here as always. Always a blessing to see you, my good friend. Uh, Miss Monica Thomas is with us tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Spitting Fire is hanging on here. I see her. Yes, I do see you peeping around the corner. Okay. Yes. Giles is in the house. Good evening to you. Deborah, good evening to you. Um, Sheila is in the house. Good evening to you. Sheila Cherry MVP. All righty. Miss Humphrey is here. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Got your message. Thank you kindly. Miss Frances Wilmore is here. Good evening to you as well. Okay. Uh, I hope and trust everybody had a good day and things went accordingly. Well, we have one, two, I think, four stories we're going to discuss tonight. Before we went live, I was reading some comments from you all. Miss Louise Royal, this guy just getting off work. Miss Louise, I greatly appreciate you because if you're just getting off work and you're watching me, I think you're just simply awesome. I think you're wonderful, amazing. Thank you, kindly. Love you big time. I was reading some of you all's comments, and a lot of you are angry, frustrated. Sweet Pea, good evening to you. Um, Livid, mortified. I'm sure we can throw 20 more out there. Uh, and I'm glad you're angry. I'm glad you're pissed. When we get angry sometimes and we get pissed, sometimes we get some things done that needs to be done. Because sometimes, in order to get some peace in your life, you're going to have to raise some hell. And this is not always connected to someone that you know. If you have a kind heart, then right is right, wrong is wrong, and you don't let uh, race, anything, miles, cities, and states separate you from speaking out on what you know is wrong. J. Rob, welcome aboard. Appreciate you, bro. And the reason you're pissed, we know. We know why you're pissed. We're gonna get to her uh, in just a minute. I want to briefly let you know what Donald Duck just said in a news conference. I think he's off now. Congress is set to recess August the 8th, which is tomorrow. Don't know if they're going to do that or not. But here's what we do know is that talks between the two, Republicans and Democrats, collapsed. In other words, there was nobody. Nothing was passed. Nothing. Um, and again, as I always say, these are some of the said to be some of the smartest people on the planet, yet they act like children. What they should still be debating on now does not affect them one way or the other. What they should be debating on now does not affect them one way or another. So it's extremely easy for them to table this for a later date in time. Uh, yes, Tracicia Henry, I think, says he's crazy, without doubt, certified in every damn state. So the things that affect us financial wise, health wise, does not affect them. They make good money. They go home at night, whether a deal was reached or not. They go home and lay down, and they go to sleep. They don't worry about where the next dollar is coming from, where the next meal is coming from. Uh, they know. And I was reading what Ms. Ruth said. Absolutely right. I agree with that. Your blues are not like mine. Basically, is what they're saying. I fought the Republicans and the Democrats. But quiet as it's kept, the Republicans and the Democrats are one. It's a game they're playing. It's a game they're playing. But the only one who really loses with the games that they're playing are us. When you swipe or when you don't negotiate to make sure unemployment benefits don't run out, when you don't do it, it simply means you don't give a damn one way or the other. And to continue to say, well, if we give them $600 a week or whatever the case may be, they're going to get lazy and they're not going to go out and look for a job. Well, one thing they know is $600 a week or whatever they get will not last always. Whatever they were making while they was working, they miss it. What you're giving them now is something close to nothing. But if they choose to sit down and not go look for another job, that's their prerogative to do so. The money that you're giving those who have filed for unemployment benefits does not belong to the government. That's my money. That's your money. That's their money. They paid into the system for a time such as this. You're not giving them nothing. That's their shit. And again, if they don't want to go back to work, okay. That's not the White House or Congress problem. That's personal with them and their families. But $600 a week is nothing. It's nothing. Especially depending upon what they're used to making. And it's as simple as this. The more you make, the more bills you make. What you couldn't buy 2 years ago, you now have in your home because you're making a lot more money. And people do that. That's their prerogative to do that. I don't have a problem with that. So if you think $600 a week is a help, you're lying. It doesn't. By the time someone gets their unemployment benefits deposited into his or her account, they're probably so far in debt with bills that by the time they realize the money was put in there, it's already gone. So we've done nothing. But you act like you're loaning me something or you're helping me out because I need help. No, you're not helping me out. You're giving me my money that y'all was taking out from the checks that I was receiving when I was employed. That's mine. So you're not helping me. You know the commercial? It's my money and I need it now. That's it. That's it. I think it's just outright evil to continue to come to the mics and say we haven't reached a deal yet. Each one pointing fingers at the other. Congress should not be allowed to receive a check until a bill is passed. Congress should not be allowed to leave that building until a bill is passed. They get to go home and relax and run here and run there. You and I are wondering about tomorrow. Your light's about to get cut off. The gas is off. You know the water bill's due tomorrow. You don't have a $6. They're right. Their blues are not like ours. They're not. And it's sad because even if you don't have the financial woes that some have, God, I wish everybody had a heart to move in an expeditious way to help people that needs help, especially in the midst of a pandemic. If you can just see yourself as that person, things will get a whole lot better. A whole lot better. A whole lot better. That's why I continue to say, and I quote Too Short, instead of waiting on the government to help us, we better help ourselves. You can't count what you don't have. I don't care if your unemployment benefits are direct deposit. And I know that's how we pay bills by looking at what's coming in. But quiet as it's kept, you cannot count what you don't have. You can't. Good evening, April Nicole. Thank you kindly. You cannot count what you don't have. Many people have been on jobs 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And they went to work the next day like they normally do, only to find a gate around the building with locks on it. The company went out of business because they went bankrupt, but they didn't tell you. So what you had counted for, it's not coming. It's not coming. So we better live life and prepare as if our life and sanity depends on it. Crime is already high. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. You can quit looking back on what you were doing on this day back in 2019. This is your new norm. This is your new norm. Trump said, Donald Duck, if there's not an agreement reached, then I'm going to use my power and sign an executive order. Now, when he says that, you and I both know that's scary. Because we don't know which way this nut will go. We don't know. And he loves to use executive power. He loves it. So we waited tonight to hear the press conference. You all know I don't like to hear his voice. It makes me itch when he speaks. I mute it and go on. But I have to read what he said later to do shows. But tonight I listened. One thing he did, before I tell you all about what he says he's going to do as far as helping others, is that from the beginning of that conference until the end, Donald Duck probably patted himself on the back at least 20 times. At least 20 times. He loves attention. Good evening, Katie Jones from the great state of Michigan. Love you big time. Sweet Pea, good evening to you as well. So, here's what Donald Duck said, one, he's going to extend the payroll tax. He's going to extend that until the end of the year. Student loans, those that have them out, he's going to extend that. He says, as far as the eviction, there'll be no evictions. Tammy said, for what? For being a jackass. Absolutely. Arlene, good evening to you. Welcome. So, I'm going to extend the benefits, the unemployment benefits. This is Donald Duck. I'm going to extend the unemployment benefits until the end of the year, but he did not give an amount. Now, we know it was 600. What will it be now? Nobody really knows. That's just a guess because he didn't give us an amount. But I'm assuming that since he didn't give an amount, we know the amount. It's the same, 600. But with him, we can't take that gamble. We just have to wait and see. If I'm still here at the end of the year, God, I hope I'm here. I hope I'm here. If I'm still here at the end of the year, I will extend the unemployment benefits program. If I'm still here to the end of the year, I'm going to extend the stimulus checks because we can't have our people hurt. We can't have our people evicted. That's not right. Ms. Ferris says, nope, I think it's $200. Okay. He didn't say it when I was watching him, but, and that could be the case. With Trump, hell, it could be $50, you know. So why does he keep saying, if I'm still here at the end of the year and need to extend further? Miss Henry just took the words out of my mouth. Trump was campaigning. Trump was campaigning. He was campaigning for votes. Donald Duck knows this. I'm losing in the polls. I've made a whole lot of mistakes. I don't want to do this, but here's what I'm thinking. If I go and give them what they want and see Congress didn't do it, they couldn't do it. I had to step in and use my executive powers to help the people in the midst of a coronavirus pandemic. I will be seen as your lifeline. And if Congress can't get it right, I will get it right for you. Therefore, if I'm here at the end of the year, so undecided voters, will they vote for me? You damn right they will. You damn right. Before he made this announcement, speaking with my sister Brenda, Cynthia, and Robert Thomas from the Real News Behind the News, and everybody said the same thing. You can sit here and play games with yourself and say, in November, we're going to get him out. We're going to vote him out. Well, quiet as it's kept, contrary to belief, you didn't vote him in. You didn't. He wasn't elected. He was selected. Said it the other night, and I said to you, if they don't want your vote to count, your vote would not count. I don't give a damn what nobody said. If they don't want it to count, it will not count. But even before all of this, he's coming out, he's coming out, he's coming out, he's coming out. God, I hope he comes out. But I'm wise enough to know one thing. Trump stands an excellent chance at sitting in that seat again. Excellent. Excellent chance of sitting there again. Trump is not a politician. He's an entertainer. And he has a lot of fans. He has a lot of fans. And he just gained a whole lot more. Even those that don't like him. Because, see, he said at the end of the year, and we're probably still going to be here, and Congress didn't get it right today, they don't get it right at the end of the year. I'm going to go ahead and vote for him and stuff. Because Biden may not go in there and do that. But first of all, we don't know if Biden's going to win. Good evening, Tracy Taylor. Welcome. We don't know. We don't know. Because lately, Joe is acting like he's under the control of a dangerous substance because he's been going off the damn wall and saying a lot of things didn't make any earthly damn sense. You know, so I don't know. Robert says he has Alzheimer's, and he may be right. Could have a whole lot of other things. So. But the bottom line is, don't play a game with yourself saying that, oh, he won't sit in there. He will not sit in there. They love Trump. He speaks the language of racist white America. He speaks the language of house and field niggas. They don't give a damn about the issues. They don't. They love it. He shares a post on Twitter a while back of racist white people. Because of a backlash, he had to take it down. He brought up what Joe Biden said the other day about Hispanics and blacks. Joe Biden is not for the black people. He just insulted you all. You know, maybe he did. But here's what I do remember Donald Duck saying when he was running for the White House, speaking to blacks. We don't have nothing, and I'm paraphrasing. We are nothing. We live in a ghetto. What the hell do you niggas have to lose? Because you have nothing now. Nothing. What do you have to lose? You have to vote for me. I'm your savior. I'm your lifeline on planet Earth. Now, I know that's a racist statement. I know that. I know that's a racist statement. What do blacks have to lose? I don't know. Our dignity, our righteous mind, our freedom. Why this is kept? We have a lot to lose. T. Sizzle, welcome. Good evening to you. We have a lot to lose, but Trump stands an excellent chance of sitting in that seat again. He also made another comment that was not true. I'm sure we'll hear more about that tonight, tomorrow. He said that the coronavirus is disappearing. That's not true. That's not true. And I'm going to prove it. When Dr. Anthony Fauci was asked about a vaccine being highly effective, basically he said, I wouldn't count on it. I wouldn't count on it. Okay, Neil, if you're late again, you're going to go in timeout. I'm serious. I'm not playing no games with you no more. You're going in timeout. Tasha Bridges, good evening to you. And, welcome. J-Rock, we're talking speeding by. Okay, and so there is a vaccine that will be ready by election day or somewhere around in there. Dr. Fauci, I doubt it. Possible, but I doubt it. If there is a vaccine ready by then, remember it's a microwave vaccine. It's a heat and serve thing, in other words. Does it cure? No, it's only going to treat. So why the hell do I need to take it? It's as simple as that. The United States death toll could reach nearly 300,000 people by December. But wearing a face mask could save nearly 70,000 people. Coronavirus cases in teens and young adults are skyrocketing. They're going through the roof. Arlene, you might be 100% right. I can't argue with that. So, with that being said, I don't know how you can conjure up in your mind that the coronavirus is disappearing without any proof that it's disappearing. But I can take you to many hospitals and graveyards, and it too would tell you the same thing. It's not. It's not. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Another reason I don't understand why any school official would be saying, bring them to school. And now they're saying they don't want your kids, if they're going to be, doing it through the internet, they don't want your children to be in their pajamas when they're doing their schooling. Well, what the hell do you think they should wear then? Let me guess. The uniform! And they're not really. If they sitting their ass there buck naked, teach them. Teach them. You don't want them wearing pajamas. You're back with this slave shit. It's a control mechanism. Well, goddamn, if you tell them that and they go for it, you're going to tell them when they can take a break through social media and what they should be eating. None, Tammy, none. It doesn't make. It's just a control mechanism. Whenever we see a black person that has been discriminated against on the job, school, or wherever they're at because of their hair, if they have locks, it's never about the hair. It's never about the hair. It's about black. It's about blackness. That's what it is. Control mechanism. This is 2020, not 1920. The kids can't wear pajamas. righty then. We must pay attention to everything that's going on right now, because this is the new normal. If you receive, Sandy said people work from their home in their pajamas. Absolutely. When Roseanne Barr started her internet show, and it was also on TV, had on her pajamas, sitting at the table. Well, what my child is, you just trying to make it more difficult for me. You're just trying to interrupt any tranquility left on the inside of me. It's a control mechanism. We send our condolences out tonight to the 7-year-old boy. His name has not been mentioned yet. To the 7-year-old boy in Georgia, who was the youngest in the state of Georgia to die from COVID-19. So to the family, you have our deepest condolences. Okay. Oh God, I'm out of time. I'm gonna go ahead and do this case I run out. I was in Dallas, Texas, 2018. When, you get those news alerts, one came up about a police officer who had just shot and killed an unarmed black man. That's really nothing new. And it's sad to say that, but it's really nothing new. That's the norm. But what made the case unique is the officer who did the killing. And her explanation for what she called justifiable homicide. Southside Flats is where they lived. Southside Flats apartments are not too far from the Dallas Police Department. In fact, it's so damn close, if you wanted to, you go off there. Rhonda says there's a 7-month-old here in New Jersey just passed. Wow. We send our condolences. Every time I hear that about a child passing, and then I think about the school, and I get angry. Okay. This white woman named Amber Guy, Dallas police officer. She had worked a 15-hour shift with the Dallas Police Department. So she was tired. Okay. We all get tired sometimes when we work long hours. Okay. Well, she was so tired and so confused that when and I'm gonna go to the beginning of this case. She was so confused that night when she got off that she logged out correctly because she was confused. She got into the right vehicle because she was confused. She made it to the apartment where she lived on time because she was confused. Now, if she had went to another set of apartments that wasn't where she lived, I might would buy some of the lie that they put out. I went to the apartments, went on every floor. I confused his apartment with mine because all of the doors are the same. Everything on the floor is the same. I thought somebody had broken in my apartment. But before she thought somebody had broken into her apartment, here's what they won't tell you. Here's what she did first. Open the door. Open the door. If you live alone and there's nobody at your apartment but you, who in the hell are you speaking to when you say open the door? Who could you nobody lives with you, right? Oh, the goldfish don't count. Nobody lives with you. So why knock on the door? And if that is where you live, why not take the electronic key, put it in there, and let it open? That's where you live. I smell marijuana in the apartment coming out. Well, nobody lives with you. You don't smoke marijuana, I don't guess. So if somebody's in there, and that somebody that's in there is smoking marijuana, and you did not leave them in there, nor did you leave the drugs in there, are you sure this is where you live? Are you sure? I'm going to read the article. Bachman, his space was unique simply because he had a plant, a small plant, on the outside of his apartment. And Bergaya didn't have that. Mr. Jean had a red oval-shaped mat in front of his apartment. J. Rocky just messed me up. He says, maybe she was talking to R. Kelly's hostages. Okay, so when I come home and I see that, and it's lit up, it's a light, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I don't live here. I'm going to get there, Louise. Hold your thought. I'm going to get there. Stop stealing my show. Jesus. Now, I'm going to get out the way. Say where I live. One of the first things that would have told me I don't live there, the smell of marijuana. And I know I don't smoke it. Ain't nobody else up in there. You're supposed to try and render aid to anyone that you have done harm to, whether they tried to kill you or not. As a police officer, you are to render aid. Operator, actually, when she called the 911, yes, I'm doing it. She never did it. All she kept saying, don't die, dude. Don't die, dude. Dude, don't die. she began to set the stage for her innocence during the 911 call. I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment. I worked some long hours. I worked some long hours. Oh God, I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment. Now, after she spoke to 911, and for the sake of time, I'm speed up. The police were there. So, who are you on the phone with now, Emmergalia? And you're panicking, and you're going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. You're a police officer. That's what you do sometimes. You shoot people. Why are you all out of character? Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? When the outcry finally got Emmergalia charged, that's when all the lies began to come out. Yes, if there were no lies before. One thing I want to tell you about Emmergalia's mother. Here's what she said about Dr. Jean in her apartment. This is what's just exactly what she said. He would be alive if he had followed my daughter's command. That's not true. Bachman Jean would still be alive if your daughter didn't kill him in his own apartment while he was laying down eating a bowl of ice cream. Now, how did you get in? First answer. The door was open. Don't happen. Some of you been in hotels. It's got your spring on it. It's gonna close. You don't have to push it. Whenever you go in and come out, that's it. That's it. No. When I put my card in, it let me in. Let me ask you this. What the fuck did you drink or smoke before you got here? Because you're not making any damn sense. Your key does not fit Mr. Jean's door. You don't live there. You put the card, if you're in room 12 and you go to room 25 at the hotel, it's going to light up red, which means move. This is not you. When I went in, it was pitch dark. Is that how you left your car? No. I backed out. And I told him, show me your hands. Show me your hands. He had a bat on the wall. I thought he was going to get it and kill me. So he didn't touch it. No, he never touched it. Did he come towards you? No, but he wouldn't obey my command, so I shot him. Because I thought he was a burglar in my apartment. Anytime I walk into my place, I know the smell of this apartment. I know how it smells. I know where I'm at. Blindfold me. I'm in my shit. I know where I'm at. Officers, paramedics was on top of Mr. Jean on the stretcher, trying to get him out to save his life. While Miss Killer Cop Emmergalia was on the cell phone with another police officer whom she was having an affair with. That shouldn't have came on the scene, but came on the scene while she was in a police unit sitting there, because at that time, cop or not, she's a suspect. Her lover, she's on the phone. her lover tells the police officer, cut the cameras off. Why? I can't do that. This is a private conversation between her and her attorney privileges. God damn, she got an attorney fast. But whether she's talking to her attorney or not, that rule don't apply right now. It don't apply. She's up in here with me. If it records it, it records it. He dies. He dies. Quietly in the wee hours of the morning, in a white pickup truck, they move Amber Guyton out of the apartments. Sent her wherever. Now, in Bachman Jean's apartment, there was a badge and a couple of more police items in there, along with marijuana. Now, I don't know how the marijuana got there, but if I was to take a guess on the police equipment, since I know Jean is not a cop, and I know Gaia is, I would suggest that's Amber Gaia shit. I would suggest, since that's Amber Gaia's shit, that she knew she wasn't at the wrong apartment. Remember now, the sister did not get confused until she knocked on that door. That's what, but she made it from the police station, went straight to the right apartments, in her right mind, tired or not. But when she shot him, it was because it was fatigue. She had worked a 15-hour shift. Then they come back, no, I'm sorry, it was 12 hours. Amber Gaia was treated like a victim from day one. Mr. Jean was treated like a suspect from day one. Neighbors said when she was saying, open the door, it wasn't in police language. It wasn't in a police tone. It was, open the door. Who you got in there? What the hell? So now tell me again how you got in. Well, it had a little crack there, Amber Gaia. You don't know how to lie. The shit's not adding up. If police don't care what you tell them, if what you is telling them does not add up to the evidence, then they know you're lying. But here's one thing you all know: the police will make sure to take care and uphold their very own. They executed a search warrant on this man's apartment. Why would you do that and eat? It's called character assassination. He did something. Yeah, he did. He was in his own apartment, laying on the sofa, eating a bowl of ice cream. Then we get her to court, finally, after dinner. Here she comes through the damn hall, look like they did a makeover with her. She's looking like a goddamn supermodel there. Really? When she was on stand, the prosecutor finally got her to say, you didn't care who was on the other side of that door. Your mind was made up that you were going to kill that person, right? Watch us, right? No, I need you to speak it. Yes. Okay. That's first-degree murder. Okay. That's a home invasion. Okay. That's burglary. Long story short, she was found guilty, less charged, and given 10 years. Let me read you what happened with her attorneys. Emergalia defense files an appeal, wants conviction on lesser charge. They're not trying to request a retrial. They're smart. If they was to do that and she would be found guilty, it's a strong possibility she would receive what she should have received when she was convicted. And she will spend the rest of her life in a jail cell. That's not what they want. Emergalia defense team wants her conviction on a lesser defense. We're seeking to have the first murder conviction overturned. We want a new conviction and punishment for criminal neglect homicide. Keep going. We do not want a new trial. They're smart. Emergalia's defense team is asking the courts to appeal to overturn the conviction imposed last year, citing insufficient evidence to prove she committed murder, and instead wants her found guilty of criminal neglect homicide with a new punishment. Okay, that charge carries anywhere from 180 days to 2 years in jail. So what will happen if it's granted? She can walk out tonight. Botman Jean can't get up and do nothing. He's dead at the hands of Amber Gadia. The former Dallas police officer is now serving a 10-year sentence for shooting and killing Botman Jean inside his apartment in September of 28. Gadia also lived in the same apartment complex, one floor directly below Mr. Jean's, and said she mistook him for an intruder when she entered his apartment instead of her own. During a frantic call to 911, after she had shot him, Gaia told the operator over and over and over again, I thought I was in my apartment. I thought I was in my apartment. Her attorneys is using that part of the call to get her off and get her a lesser charge. Amber Gaia knew exactly what she was doing. Amber Gaia knew Botman Jean. Amber Gaia knew Botman Jean. But God forbid her white parents find out she had her legs kept wide open for a nigger and embarrassed the family. God forbid that. God forbid that. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't. If she made it home without going the wrong way, she wasn't confused. She wasn't. Now in the courtroom, Botman Jean's brother, that's his thing. Amen. I forgive you. I don't want her to go to jail. But let me ask you this. How was you and your brother's relationship? How? because she killed him. And you don't want him to go? And I forgive. Okay, all right, but you forgive her like right now, right this minute? Yes. And he walks up and he hugs her. She cries. He cries. Let me tell you something. Why in the hell are they holding each other so tight? Because they know each other. That's why. And the judge from La La Land gives her a Bible, comes down, hugs her, pats her. You cannot have any emotions tied to any case. And if you do, you better not show it. But she did. She's not supposed to show any emotions. I just want to give her a Bible. Ethics say you can't do that. When she get to the prison, they'll give her a Bible. They will give her one. Do you think God will forgive me? Talk to the judge. I wanted to. I do. Yes. All you got to do is ask. Accept the Lord into your heart and answer, God, I have sinned. Forgive me of all my sin. I believe Jesus died and rose. Oh, yes, God, Jesus. Amen. If you prayed that prayer, you're saved. You're forgiven. You got 10 damn years for killing an unarmed, innocent black man in his apartment, and they give you 10 years, and you said that's too goddamn much? What the fuck did you want? Oh, I just want to be free. Because I thought it was my apartment. Side by side. Her door, bottom jeans door. She had nothing. Buck naked. Bottom jeans. The flower. Red, oval-shaped mat in front of his. The smell of marijuana coming out. One individual lived in the apartment, said they were arguing before she shot him. What? So they was outside? No, they was inside. What? They were arguing. Lord is saying, I couldn't tell what they were saying, but they were arguing. Why in the hell are you in your apartment arguing with a burglar? So let me guess. You're telling the burglar, you can take the DVD, but don't take my 55-inch TV. That ain't right. And you get that silverware number. Don't take that. What else could they be arguing about? Oh, let me guess. Sex, their relationship, something she heard, something has gotten out, and now I got to end this because I am going to have to walk the walk of shame because I am a white woman and I laid down with this nigga. And my family will not understand. That was first-degree murder. Bottom line. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's insulting to his parents, his family, that you all would have the balls to file an appeal to get this low-down, dirty wench out of prison just like that with insufficient evidence. That's not true. Emma Geiger knew what she was doing. She knew what she went. Lewis says his sister said a new friend is not. His sister said he had a new friend. It's not. You're right. found somebody else. Found somebody else. Tapping that thing. Didn't sit well with it. If I can't have you, nobody will. I done laid up in here with you and stuff and risking my own life laying up with you, nigga. And now you leaving me for somebody else. Boom, boom. The police department confirmed this and confirmed that 7 days a week. And the majority of the times they're confirming an outright lie. This is an insult. All we're saying now is we don't give a damn about that nigga. Remember, her mother said if he had obeyed my daughter's commandment, he didn't have to obey shit up in his shit. She should have obeyed his commandments. We are still seen as inanimate objects, void of any understanding, any feelings whatsoever. Our life does not matter to some. Everybody got extremely happy when they found out she had a black judge. That was done on purpose. That was done on purpose. The judge had a role to play in this, and she played it oh so well. She did. She did. We must write. We must call. And we must let the powers that be know. Not under my watch, she's coming out. She only received 10 years. And you don't want to do that? Mr. Gene is dead. You will eventually come out unless they kill you in there. But his life was interrupted permanently by you. Because you can't handle rejections. You want to be the one. You want to be the only one. You smelled weed. And you wanted to smoke some damn weed too. But you went there to argue. That's what couples do sometimes. Especially when one has been caught cheating or is expected of being a cheater. The attorney said, so help me God, here's what they said. She had a right to kill Mr. Gene because what? She feared for her life. How? What is he gonna do? Throw some orange sherbet ice cream on him? It's not a justifiable homicide. It's an unjustifiable murder. Oh my God. My time is up. I didn't mean to keep you all too long. I apologize for that. But if you can, it's not enough to say you care, but don't care enough to make a phone call or send an email. And let the powers that be know, we pissed. She's not coming out. Now, here's what we'll do. Give her a new trial. Let's do that. Why she didn't ask for that? If she, I'm gonna close with this. If she is 100% innocent, why not have a new trial? Come on now. I'm not gonna take that plea. I'm innocent and you have convicted me. I need to be tried again. Well, you know, you could get more time. I want to be tried again because I didn't do it. I would not admit to doing something that I did not do on purpose. I thought that was my apartment. I thought that's where I laid my head. You do lay your head there sometimes, but it's not because it's your apartment. You lay your head there sometimes because of a booty call. I love you guys big time. Big Lord willing and the creek don't rise. I will see you all tomorrow night. I thank you all for tuning in to tonight's live broadcast. Whatever you do, please continue to practice social distancing. Listen to the experts, not the clowns that come out of the White House. Y'all have a good night.